You know, when Netflix have a certain type of film that I feel fits in their DNA, I'm going to check it out. And one thing they've been doing particularly well has been action film. And that brings me now to my review of this film, Kate. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the film Kate, which is going to be releasing on Netflix September 10th. Now, like I said, there's a certain DNA, a certain type of film that I feel when Netflix acquire or releases, whatever it may be, if it's a Netflix original, that I take towards, like certain genres. And like action is one. They've put out a good slate of action films that I felt like all consistently have either been really good or really fun and entertaining. And that brings me to this film, Kate, which I saw the trailer for, and then I loved the cinematography in the trailer. Something about that Japan nightlife with the neons and just, the streets and all of that and the big bright lights and all that good stuff always draws me. And so the fact when I found out it was going to be an action film, I was like, yeah, I'll check it out because, much like the film Old Guard, which I think this film is very similar to in regards to toning and everything, I knew I was going to enjoy it, and thus I did. And before I even get into anything with the film, then you look at the cast here: Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and then you have Woody Harrelson, who, anything Woody's in, I'm checking out. And I think Mary is fantastic as your lead here, as she plays Kate. Now, Kate is an assassin, and on her last job, she's been poisoned and she has 24 hours to live. She's suffering from accelerated ARS, which is giving her about a day with this high level radiation poison in her blood. But at the same time, in this 24 hours, she's trying to figure out, well, who laid the hit? Who called in the hit for her to do? And also, who's responsible for her being poisoned? So two things to make here. Woody's character V pretty much trained her and made her into this killing machine ever since she was a kid, pretty much stripping her from her childhood and made her into this malicious killer. So while she is like the best at what she does, she also didn't have a childhood, so there's still really child elements in her. Like, she still loves her Boom Boom Lemon soda pop, and she also sports her young big frame glasses like if she was a kid. So that I like that how they work with that. But the interesting thing with V is that like he has sort of a reputation of building these type of assassins and whatnot. Now, I love Woody, and I wish we got more of him in this film. We got him in the beginning, and then we got him in the end. And I know that's like a spoiled statement to make, but who doesn't want him in the entire film? So I will say that like when his presence was felt in the film, it was there, but like when it wasn't, you were kind of wondering like, well, when is he coming back? When are we going to get more screen time with him? Because he's just that phenomenal type of actor, and he always gives that serious but also at times comedic tones. And he really relishes that really good. And like whenever he's in a film, I'm just expecting him to deliver that such, and that's what I wanted, But not to take away from Mary, who I think she was really dope in this role. I thought that for her being an assassin, it was very believable. Even for not knowing if she did the stunts or not, I felt like the moments where she wasn't doing stunts, it was very easy to buy into her being this diabolical killer. Like I think you can look and feel her presence, her demeanor, her tone, and say like, yeah, she's an ass kicker, and that's what I really appreciated from this. With that being said, the action was good, the stunts was good, the choreography in the action was good, and while there was a lot of gunfights, there actually was some really good, awesome hand-to-hand combat scenes too. Some I would say are very memorable, which is a good thing, meaning like you want to come back and check these scenes out again. There was some gore and some scenes that were just kind of mind-blowing. And matter of fact, out of every fight sequence, there's at least one killing in that fight sequence that will leave your jaw dropped. I promise you that. Speaking of that, since we're in Japan, there's the soundtrack, the J-pop was really dope. I was feeling it, and they actually applied the music in very good scenes. I thought that was key because it's easy to throw it in the background, just make it like the score and whatnot. But I thought they used it in scenes that really heightened the energy of all those things that were kind of happening here. Beyond that too, while all this is kind of happening with, Kate trying to figure out what's all going on, in this last mission, she was ordered to assassinate a guy, and she ends up coming in her crosshairs a little girl, and she had to make a tough decision on what she wanted to do. And eventually, the decision that she made in this situation would come back full circle. So that's another element to this as well too. And like, quite frankly, this story isn't like nothing you haven't seen before, because it really reminds me of something else which I can't remember right now. But like, at the same time, it was still entertaining and easily digestible. Like, it wasn't like, oh, here we go again. It was like, okay, cool, let's see how they envision or in picture, whatever you want to say, how they bring this plot back to life. But beyond that, let me see what else to add to. Oh, so again, with it being Japan, when you're talking about the aesthetics of Japan with the streets, the big lights and cars, they had some street racing scenes that were pretty dope, and the CGI was just a little bit turned up some, but I enjoyed it, and it was really cool to be able to see that. It kind of gave me Need for Speed Underground vibes, and hey, that's one of my favorite games at PS2, so I'll buy into that at any time. But other than that, yeah, this Kate was an enjoyable film. It absolutely reeks Netflix DNA, so I think this is easily going to be a film that people take to and will enjoy it. And I enjoyed it as well. It's about an hour and 40 minutes, so very easy. Didn't feel like it at all. And again, folks, you can check out Kate September 10th. But until then, folks, jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about this film once you have checked it out, or your expectations once you checked out the trailer. And then, as always, come back for many, many, many more reviews coming to you very soon. Thank you for watching, folks.